Calvin, go ahead.
Yo, I sent yeah. So I'm long on GJ.
Okay.
So the $1 million question is where GJ is going.
I don't know. I'm not in a GJ trade, so I don't know.
Can you do an analysis quick on your chart or something?
Yeah, let's see. Where the fuck is GJ? What the fuck is going on? Somebody hid GJ for me. Oh shit. How the fuck did I miss that? I don't see anything, man. Just kind of looks like it's ranging right now. It's not going up or down, so nothing.
I think I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I think GJ is making an ascending bank manipulation triangle and it's gonna blow to the moon.
All right.
I might be just speaking out of my mind, but that's what I'm thinking. Because it's going downside and upside at the same time, which, as you said, ranging, and it may just blow up. It have higher upwards momentum.
Yeah, I mean, look, anything could happen, right? Nobody knows, but the way that I look at it is if it's not making higher highs or lower lows, it's just going sideways. So it's all pure speculation about like, is it going to break out? Oh, I don't know. It hasn't broken the lows yet. Is it going to break out upwards? I don't know. It hasn't broken the highs yet. It could just as easily go sideways for another fucking week. And then it could crack past the highs and then fake out and come back down and do all sorts of bullshit. So yeah, if shit's just going sideways, I mean, it's not like you have no I don't know how to describe it. I would be talking on my ass if I try to explain it. But what I can objectively say is that I don't like when things are just kind of patching sideways.
Absolutely. What about EA?
What about EA?
EA hit a daily resistance, and
Yeah.
I think it's gonna dump down again. Yeah,
I
objectively.
yeah, I think it's more likely to go up now. We've already tested here a couple times and failed to make new lows. Every time price tried to knock out the lows, she failed. It just bounced at the support. So what I think is more likely to occur is I think price is more likely to go up, and then even better, price already tried 2 times yesterday to bounce here. Hit that zone, bounced, couldn't continue lower, came back up, tested, bounced again, but could not make a new low. So couldn't break past these little lows, and instead, quite the contrary, price is now pushed deeper into this zone, made a little bit of a higher high, still in the resistance, but did make a technical higher high. Pulled back a little bit, made a higher low, and now we're up again. This looks like it's a ticking time bomb trying to break out. So though it is at resistance, yes, I am not convinced it's going to be dumping off down here. This whole everything I'm saying will be invalidated if price does in fact cross below here. So if you guys are selling, it's a great spot to sell if you still think it's going to bounce and you just have an inval just above this area, just above this zone. Because if it breaks above, it's probably going to keep ripping up. If you're getting long, but not a bad place to get long. I don't think the direction's clear enough for me. It's still going sideways, so I'm probably not going to get long. But if you are long, an invalidation just underneath this next zone here would be a reasonable area to put inval for either hedge or stop loss or management, and then target just somewhere higher. So yeah, that's my EA spiel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes, good sir. All right, Brandon says, is there any difference in entering on the breakout versus the break-in retest when structuring the risk with hedging? The answer is no. Another way of saying, should I enter half risk on the breakout and then wait for a retest into the other half? That's not really another way of saying that. That's a different direction of statement that involves the sizing of a position rather than the technical structuring of your risk structure. But I mean, there's not much, like, let's say, show you some bullshit here, bro. Say you enter a sell right there, right? And your stop loss goes there, or your take profit goes down here, or you put a pending hedge order there, and then an alert here to take profits if it gets there. If this is how your trade's set up, it's not much difference if you just enter immediately here, provided you think price is going to bounce. an invalidation above that high would actually probably be a better idea. So maybe somewhere like right there. Because if it's going to continue down and not break out a structure, it's probably not going to cross that high. So there's no difference from entering here with a invalidation above that high and then a target down here. No difference from this versus a break and then a retest, and you still enter there. Still have your invalidation just above this zone, but like I said, I'd probably put it above the high just to be safe. And the same sort of target. So there's nothing different really about the technical structuring of how you're positioning yourself. It is a different topic of conversation when you're talking about the way that you're structuring your risk management in terms of sizing. Let's say you calculate the position size, $1,000 risk from your entry to the inval. If and let's say the lot size is like 2.0 for that. Yeah, you're free to use half and go on 1.0, but this also kind of makes your metrics kind of more complicated to track. It's okay if you're already profitable. If you're not already profitable yet, it might be kind of a pain in the ass to track, because you'll have some trades where you do this and that and this restructure and that restructure. It just gets kind of hard to duplicate that and get some consistent data. So if you're not yet profitable, I wouldn't do that, because it is inconsistent to duplicate, and then it's kind of a pain in the ass to track the data. So, but yeah, there is no technical difference from structuring it, entering now with the same inval target versus waiting for a break and retest. It all comes down to whether or not you think that outcome is likely to occur. So, yeah. Alex says, so Nick, using this live GBP CAD trade as an example, how come you're adding only after news as opposed to before news? News causes a lot of volatility and opens up spreads really wide. So even if I add it up here where I was originally going to add, that would still fuck with the trade, because let's say I added up here, right? And price hadn't come down here. When news hits, spreads get so wide that the spread alone could pin out the original trade because of how close the entries were. It'd be a different story if I was adding up here, break and retest maybe up here. If I could add up there and I thought price was going to fucking go way further, that would be a different story, because when news hits, if it does in fact move, even if the spreads widen out, it's unlikely that spreads are going to come that far from that entry all the way down to the first entry and pin my first position out at break even, or stop me out on my second position if with a stop right there. So the reason I'm not adding now is because since it is an objective fact that news causes spreads to widen a lot, and since the entries would be so fucking close to each other, even if I get the move right for news, it's probably just the spread alone will take out one of my positions at break even or a stop out. And then I'll have one remaining position that I'm hoping would float to the target, and that would just be a pain in the ass. Better to wait for the news to come out in this context, specifically right now, with this specific trade and this specific area it's at now. And then if it starts moving into profit and I can maybe add right there, that might be a better idea. So like right now, news is coming out. You'll see it all play out right now. News is going to play out. The spreads are going to widen out. I wish I could show you guys what it looked like. Here, let me screenshot my terminal and I'll show you. Just screenshot this shit. In this case, the spreads they're not really that wide right now, but it still would have, let me just post it in the main chat here real quick. All right, Alex, let me know if you can see this. You see that? You see that right there, man? All right. Say I had entered up here, right? I entered buy. This spread, it's actually not that wide for this pair. This is probably this is 5-6 pips. So that's actually not that wide. However, the spread was a little bit wider when the news first released, as it normally does. Like the first few seconds, it'll at least pin out, especially on something like fucking NFP or FOMC or something crazy. But in this case, the spread still probably would have been wide enough to, if I had a break even stop on that position, when price was down there, the spreads might have been wide enough to pin the position out. Maybe not, but most likely it would have. So in this case, that's why I didn't add to that trade, because that I had anticipated that might happen, even if price was still up here. Sometimes you never know how wide spreads will go. Sometimes they'll go fucking 20, 30, 40 pips, depending on the asset and the type of news and the results of it. You don't fucking know how much news is going to impact shit. That's why I just play it safe. I act like a pussy, bro. Yeah, Soren says in the broker too, yeah. I'm a pussy. I don't like taking stupid stop outs for no shit. So now the news has calmed down. It's been like 2-3 minutes after the news release. So it'll probably be good now, but yeah, that's so me making that decision that you just saw live in real time right here in front of you. That's why I didn't enter, because that would have fucking probably been a break even. And now we'd be in one trade at a shitty entry and it's going right back up. And we're just sad inside. I'll stop talking. Nick says GBP CAD spreads are bigger for my broker too. Not sure if that's a standard for the pair. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. All brokers are different. GBP CAD is not as commonly traded of a currency as like Euro USD or any of the USD pairs, GBP JPY as well. So yeah. Alex said that really helps expand my knowledge. Thanks, Nick. You're welcome, bro. You are welcome, good sir.
Nick, I think, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Oh, I was gonna say, I finally figured out, I think, how to add on my 1 minute.
I have no clue,
So-
Sebastian. You're just gonna have to experiment with some shit.
I was just saying, I think I finally figured it out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear it.
Yeah, so basically what you do, or what I do, is you enter it on the double top, right? And
Yeah.
then if like a candle closes in the right direction and it's like engulfing or something that looks like it's going to continue, then I just enter another position. Works
Oh,
out works out most of the time. Pretty easy to do, actually.
well, that's good, man.
Yeah.
That works out.
Also, I decided to go for smaller moves because big moves are too stressful for me. You know?
Yeah, you
Oh.
gotta do whatever you're comfortable with. So
Yeah, man. Good. Well, it's all a learning process. Hopefully one day I'll get it. But
cool, man.
for now, it's all fun. I
Sweet.
just wanted to share that.
Yeah, good deal, bro. Proud of you, man. I think we had somebody else with a question as well. Whenever Sebastian,
Oh, yeah.
whoever. Yeah, go ahead.
It's Simon. Hey, cheers, Nick. I was going to ask if you have any other like insights around news releases, like any patterns you've seen over the years, because I've just started seeing this pattern where currency will move in one direction up to the news, like maybe a few hours before the news release, and then like 10 minutes before the release, it starts moving quickly in the other direction. And then, after that, all bets are off. But yeah, that's a question.
Yeah, I've been down the rabbit hole of trying to predict what news events can do, and oh shit, if price is extended, it'll fake out and go the other way, or the spreads will widen, and the first move is the fake move, and then it turns around afterwards, or blah blah blah. I've tried, man. I've 7.5 years. I found nothing consistent any more than random chance of price will still just go up or down, and it's roughly 50-50. So yeah, there's no sort of predictive mechanism for me, even whenever they tell you what the data is. Like it's like, oh, better than expected. So you'd expect USD to rise, but it fucking completely just turns the other way and just drops. And you're like, what the fuck just happened? I thought good news was supposed to go up. And then everybody will go and find some other fucking news event on like forexlive.com, and they'll say, well, no, it's because China just released something saying there's like an embargo against US corn that they're talking about or some bullshit. And then people will say, oh, so that's what caused it to go up. But it's all fucking after the fact. And on top of that, even worse, it's all speculation. So I sit to the side, just fucking masturbating, saying, fuck y'all, it's a 50-50 win rate. Just don't even try to predict what's gonna happen. So yeah,
Thanks, man. Makes sense.
no problem, Simon. Nikki says nobody can predict exactly when or where, but we know for sure it's up or down. Joshua says whipsaw 50% reversal, trend continuation 50%. Yep, that's where I'm at. Jared, go ahead.
So just to touch on that a little bit further, it basically, you don't really use news events, if I'm understanding correctly, you don't really use news events to kind of have a bias in any specific direction, but rather just to understand that volatility.
Your microphone cut out
Is that-
after you said, your microphone cut out after you said volatility.
Yeah, so instead of it being like a bias, or man, if instead of it instead of news being like a predictor of a bias towards a specific direction, you mostly just use it as a like a way to understand that volatility is going to be prevalent in the market for a few minutes. Is that accurate?
Yeah, volatility and spreads will increase. So volatility increases, spreads increase, but the way you articulated and communicated that was beautiful. I do not use news as a predictive mechanism for deciding what to do and speculate. I look at news the same way I look at any other pattern. Price gets to a support zone, 50-50 chance it'll bounce. Price touches the 200 moving average on the fucking 4-hour chart, 50-50 chance it's gonna bounce or continue. News event gets released for USD in 5 minutes, 50-50 chance it's gonna go up or down. So that's correct.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah, Sean, go ahead.
Hey Nick, can you hear me?
Wait, what'd you say, bro?
Can you hear me?
Wait, hold on. Can I hear you? Wait, hold on. What?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Wait, what the fuck?
fucking with you.
I was just fucking with you, right? Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay, okay.
I can hear
Yeah.
you, bro.
Okay, yeah. I have a question regarding your stop loss strategy. So like for example, your trade gets stopped out like full 10 hours or something. I mean like 10% of your entire account. Then like for because like you know I see you put like $10,000. So for example, the full $10,000 gets blown. So like for the next trade, do you always put like an extra R in it? So like you put in like 20% instead, or do you like is everything like contextual?
Yeah, so I'll break it down. So, the simple answer is, yeah, it's all contextual. However, I'll also say that this system, when I modeled it after the logic of hedging to say, okay, hedging, you just default on the loss, keep it in your open P&L, add double the risk on the next trade, and then subsequent trades are an additional 1 unit of risk for each one to roll out. I modeled it the same way in this one, but you know what I found in practice, bro? This is the first risk structure I've ever used in my entire life that actually seems to just objectively work better in live forward testing on this account and trading it. It works, to put it simply, it works way fucking better than I thought. And so I haven't had to exercise that risk structure of adding 1 unit of R to the risk for the subsequent trade. And instead, I've just found that the account has rocketed to the growth in like 3 weeks so far. I'm almost to the growth target in only 3 weeks, bro. And I've barely done anything, barely take any trades. The trades I do take, I try to add to the winners and I get out of the losers early. And that alone has worked so fucking well that I haven't had to exercise that risk structure. So that's the context of my answer. But yeah, the answer remains, yeah, it just depends on the situation.
Oh, I see. Because like I try like back testing, and yeah, your strategy works really well. But sometimes when I back test, and if my stop loss is like really small, for example, like 30 or 40, because the next higher high or the lower low is like really close to where I'm entering, then it gets stopped out full really quickly. So I'm just thinking like because you're putting a really big stop loss, and sometimes most of the times you like exit the trade with a profit, but it's not like the full 1 R, but it still works. So I'm thinking like maybe this strategy is good for like a larger stop loss, because sometimes when you take profit, you don't always have to take the full 1R, and you can just like stop halfway. And if it goes against you, you still have time to, get out without losing the whole entire 1 unit of loss, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes, that's a fair statement to make. It typically does work better with higher time frames because it gives you more distance to manage.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, does that help, bro?
Yeah, it does help. Thanks.
Okay, you're making progress in your trading?
Yeah, I was actually a close friends member like before when you're using hedging, and I was profitable, so I kind of left. But after a while, I realized like, with some trades you have to wait really long to roll over. And I don't know, it's like kind of annoying for me. So I just joined back because I saw that you had a new strategy, and I'm like just trying to practice it right now to see if it's profitable too. So yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially the same strategy, just the risk structure has been improved, but it's the same shit. Support resistance, it's gonna go up or down. The risk structure is just managed slightly differently though, but yeah, it's still based off the same premise of hedging and everything. So if you were profitable doing hedging, I mean, like I was doing that for like a year and a half. If you were profitable doing that too, I can't guarantee you anything, but my opinion is that you are going to be murderously profitable using like a variation of this new risk structure, because it just like, if you just look at the stats, if you're right or wrong 50% of the time, 50% you win, 50% you lose. But when you win, you're adding to those winners. You're making 2 to 3 times as much as you risked. And when you're losing, you only lose like a quarter to a half usually of whatever your original stop loss was or your original invalidation. So I'm excited to see you beat the shit out of the markets, man, after you get a feel for this over the next week or two.
Yeah, thanks, man. I hope so too.
Yeah. Are you happy in your life?
Yeah, pretty good. I was pretty happy because like I got into trading like a year or two ago, and I only got like profitable seeing like actual profits after I joined your Discord. And yeah, I'm just trying to like get it better and stuff. And with this stop loss strategy, I feel like it's less of a headache because I sometimes the rollover and stuff kind of fucks your mind up. And stop loss, I feel like it's way better if you're out, you're out. Just wait for the next one and stuff like that. So yeah.
Correct, bro. Yeah. So you're confident as a man?
Yeah, I'm fucking confident, man.
That's great, bro. Well, you have accomplished something that literally everybody here wants to accomplish. I mean, myself, bro, I kind of want to be like you when I grow up. So I appreciate you,
Well,
chatting.
I think we're like the same. I think we're like the same age, but yeah,
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Oh shit, I am also 28. So we can just be
Yeah,
like, we could be like each other right now. We don't have to
yeah,
wait
we
till we
grow
grow up.
old and be successful together.
Well, good shit, bro. Virtual high five to you, man. You've done this shit and now you're gonna keep getting better. So I'm proud of you. And you have my best wishes for your continued success murdering the markets.
Cheers, man. You too.
All right. Did somebody else try to hop on the microphone? Did you have a question, whoever you were? All right, so we'll skip that. Calvin
Hey, Nick.
says, oh, yeah, go for it.
Hey, Nick, it's Mark. I just wanted to ask you a quick question regarding the, when you're using the stop loss calculator on the Forex, the link that you provided, how do you incorporate the 500 to 1 leverage? Because obviously I'm using that calculator, but then obviously with the leverage, it's eating into my margin a bit more than that than I'm expecting. So is there a stop loss calculator that you can use and put the leverage in as well?
First, a question. What leverage do you actually have on your account?
I'm copying you 500 to 1.
Oh, okay, sweet. Well then, here's my spiel about leverage. It's very simple, and you're worrying about a lot of stuff that you don't need to worry about. Leverage just gives you the opportunity, if you wanted to trade with a huge lot size. And I'll express this huge lot size with a big trade right here. So if you want, you can enter that much trade if you want to. Now, are you actually going to do that? No, you're going to calculate your risk, and then you're going to find out what the stop loss distance is from your entry. And then using the amount of money you'd like to risk or percentage, whatever, and the distance and stop loss from your entry to your stop loss, you can then calculate what lot size you should use. The leverage does not matter. The leverage just gives you, if you wanted to, instead of risking $10,000 on a 100K account, if you wanted to risk the whole fucking 100K account, your leverage would allow you to do that because 1 to 500 means you leveraged 500 times what you could on an unleveraged account. You only run into issues if you're using like fucking 1 to 10 or 1 to 30 or 1 to 50. But if you're using like 1 to 200 and up, you generally don't even have to worry about this. So that makes it easier for you. You don't have to worry about this, bro. This right here, you don't have to worry about that, Mark. You can take a deep breath and relax. All you have to do is worry about what your risk is in terms of like dollars or percentage, and then what your stop loss is. As long as you have these two things, that's all that matters. Your leverage doesn't matter. So essentially all I'm saying here, put simply, is you don't need to worry about leverage.
I already feel more relaxed. All right. Thanks for that, mate. Cheers.
Good problem. Are you confident as a man?
I just feel more confidence since we've had this chat now, actually. Yeah.
All right, that's good. All right, I think it's time to add to GCAD in just a second. Let's go. Can you break down how'd you find the GBP CAD setup yesterday, please, Nick? Yeah, bro. I mean, I already did. It's a break and retest of this zone. And we had the little 1 hour little direction, steam, trendy, momentum, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's a pretty simple trade, bro. Invalidation always goes past the previous set of lows and below the zone I'm entering off of. And then target, I just extend a 1-to-1. I'm more than happy to elaborate even more, but I don't know how to make it any simpler, bro. I posted it all in here. I'm going along on GBP CAD. And then I put break and retest of a support resistance zone with the wind at our backs when considering the trendy going upwards. So yeah,
Yeah,
let me know.
makes a lot of sense.
Sweet. Well, would you like me to elaborate, or does that help?
Yeah, I'm confident as a man.
Good. Oh, yeah, because that was gonna be my next question. So you fucking beat me to the chase, man. Soren, drawing dicks on the chart always clarifies it. Alright, Soren says even funnier. Last week on USD core inflation news, all NZD pairs jumped like crazy. They all did a 180 and started moving in NZD favor, even on pairs like AUD, NZD. So yeah, ... news. Yeah. Yep. Sean H is living the dream. Yeah, Soren, I agree. I want to be like Sean. I mean, I would want to be like him, but we're the same age, so I can't be like him when I grew up. So we'll just have to simultaneously be like Sean with his profitable trading. And the fucker, he got profitable on Close Friends earlier whenever he was a member. Now he's back for more, bro. He's back to fucking trying to take some more shit. He's trying to take all the fucking pips, man. We're gonna beat the shit out of Sean. He's already profitable, man. Why is he trying to get more profitable?
So I was just listening in the background, and it seems I missed the great comeback of the divergent invergent candlestick strategy we talked about.
You didn't miss anything. I drew a dick on the chart. Yeah, took barely the first 30 minutes of the live session. I've already drawn a dick on the chart.
I wasn't gonna actually say it.
Darko says, hello, I was away for 1
Oh.
month. What is the new risk management system? Darko, go here and follow everything in this video. And the only thing to just not worry about here, Darko, is adding one additional unit of risk to next trades. Aside from that, every fucking thing in that video is exactly what I'm doing, with the exclusion of you know what, bro? Just scroll back through the history for the past month in the Knicks trades channel and the close friends. Just scroll back. You'll see everything there. You'll learn it pretty quick. It's like it's so funny. It's like a million times simpler than it already was now, because now like you barely have to do anything. Simon says, I was waiting for the big dick strategy to come back. Alex says, price always goes one way or the other. I guess that just proves how simple the trades are. Soren, yeah. So Brandon says, so for anyone who's profitable with hedging, you'd recommend experimenting with this new system? I currently use hedging and have made 20% with February with 5% invalidation on the daily time frame. That's good. That's decent. I mean, it's at least you're profitable. Yeah, Brandon, I think that, you know, not financial advice, not a suggestion. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Consult a licensed financial advisor. But with all that being said, I think that people, especially like strongly, if you're already profitable with hedging in the first place, I think that this updated and optimized and improved risk structure will further increase your profitability. Because like the simple fact that 50% of trades win, 50% of trades lose, and that's if you fucking suck. That's if you're a chimpanzee randomly hitting buy and sell with 1-to-1 risk reward. 50% will move to the target, 50% will move to the stop loss. So if you're just cutting the losing trades early, if you think they're not going to work out anymore, and if you're holding on and then adding to the winning trades once they begin to move into profit, kind of like I'm about to do right now, then everything's good. You know, it's just statistically, I mean, it would be very surprising if you somehow lost money doing that. Because the way the risk structure is set up, it forces you to make more when you're right and lose less when you're wrong. So yeah, Brandon, I'd say give it a go. Jared Blanchett says, analysis for GBP CAD. Yeah, let's take a look at the analysis that Jared shared right here. Let me click his little tab here. I'm sure this is what Jared sent. So I'm sure this is going to be a really good chart. I'm sure this analysis is going to be super professional and high level. And I'm sure there's not going to be a dick on the chart. So let's go ahead and I fucking knew it. A fucking dick. Thanks, Jared. Great, man. We have 2 dick drawings today so far in the chat. The dicketh groweth. All right, Roland says, hey, Nick, do you take profits at 1-to-1 strictly with your new risk management? If a trade was running in a profit with momentum, do you let it run? If so, how do you manage the profit if it's past 1-to-1? You exit at the first sign of hesitation, or could you give an insight at all? Generally, Roland, I'll take a profit at 1-to-1 based on whatever the initial winning trade is, 1-to-1. And then I'll generally close all additions around that same price. So that's just what I've done so far. So 1-to-1 essentially in that context. Soren says, does 10xing 1K account still work, or does that strictly depend on hitting 7 winners in a row? Depends on a lot of shit, but really you can 10x any account with any system if you're risking 50% per trade, holding on to the winners and getting the fuck out of the losers real quickly. You're just more likely to blow the account, and you will blow, and from my experience, roughly at least half the accounts, if not a little bit more. So it still works. Yeah, it's just it's designed it for if you're starting with an extremely low starting balance and you're 100% willing to just risk all the fucking money you have in the account to grow it. So you have to deal with the caveats of like blowing half the accounts or more. But if you, I'm going to close the dick chart. Sorry, guys. But yeah, but it still works fine. But you can take any system and do that risk structure. It's just 50% per trade. I could do that with this current risk structure I'm using now. Probably grow the account really fucking quick. But I mean, you lose 2 trades in a row, you're left with 1/4 of the account balance. So you have to ask yourself if you really want to be an asshole think
But
the
you,
moment.
I wanna interrupt the question of my friend. So if you're gonna 10x an account, isn't the system set up against you in the first place? Any trading system, crypto, forex.
Are you asking me?
Of course, Nick. Yeah,
What do you mean is the system set up against you? What does that mean?
the like the 90% of traders lose money, more than 90. So if you're gonna 10x, if you're gonna try to 10x an account, aren't the odds? Are you gonna blow the account higher than you're gonna make it?
Uh, I don't know what are you gonna blow the account higher than you make it? What does that mean?
The odds of you blowing the account.
For me, it was about 50% of the accounts I'd lose, 50 to 60% of them. So the system was still profitable with the basket of accounts and the total net growth was positive. But yeah, I mean, when you blow an account, you lose what? Let's say $1,000, but whenever you make it to the growth target, you make $10,000. So it's like a $9,000 profit. That means you could just grow one account. And if you've blown 9 accounts on the way to getting there, you're still just break even. So, and that's if you fucking actually blow the whole 9 accounts and then only get one of them to the growth target. So does that help?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, bitches, I'm adding to GCAT, I think. This trade wins. I'm gonna be close to the growth target. I don't know why y'all people pay me $250 a month when I draw dicks on your charts and then cuss at you.
I learned from the best.
It's the
Because you're profitable, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's literally, if I wasn't profitable, everybody would fucking like be yelling at me and like it was fucking bullshit, but it's funny when you get people results and you fucking prove it and you put your money where your mouth is, and then as long as you get the results, you can do whatever the fuck you want and people will still love you.
well, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying that people love you.
Someone literally I think what's his name today in the chat, Calvin literally said he loves me.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
He's
There was some
Yeah. That is a
charitable guy.
fact.
I'd definitely go with a bit of bromance for sure. I don't know about love, but I'll come in with a bit of bromance there for sure.
No, I'm just messing with you. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, the way I look at it, we're all of us are like extremely introverted loners.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know
And
if people love you. Like, wait a second though.
Oh, we get to hang out. There's one sad thing though, which I wanted to mention, but I was waiting for the right moment.
Go for it.
Couldn't see her, can't see her shiny bald head on the camera today.
Yeah, I'm sitting, so I'll show you guys temporarily what the situation here is. Let me turn on, I've only got my FaceTime. So Bonnie and I wanted to have some fun
Nice shirt.
last night. Thank you, bro. I got it yesterday. Nice. Yeah, Bonnie and I wanted to have some fun last night. So we opened up this couch. It's got like it's like an expensive couch with like a Tempur-Pedic bed that you can unroll. So we unrolled it and then we just watched some TV. All the professional high production quality camera gear with like the microphone and stand and camera and all this bullshit's right there. And yeah, so I'm just like, I'm sitting on a couch right here, crisscross with the fucking Ruby passed out in front of me.
Yeah, man.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's why my camera's not on. Otherwise, this is what y'all see. You'll see some LED lights and some Nick Sean.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah. Brandon says NZD-JPY, what is your thoughts on the retest? Oh shit, bro. What the fuck's going on? All right. Roland says I joined Mission FX because I had parental issues. I like being custom. Yeah, looks good, bro. It honestly looks good right now. These are you already scaled into this, man? You hop on your microphone, Brandon.
Yeah, I use the hedging strategy, but I was just wondering what you think of taking that trade soon at some point.
You've got two positions here. Are you in this yet or no?
No,
Okay. What do you have two positions?
that's for like the scaling in. If the first position would be if price came up a little bit on a retest.
Okay, cool. May I offer you an interesting perspective on how you could look at this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's go in here to the trusty dusty New Zealand dollar JPY pair, which is currently just fuck it. What were you on the daily?
Yeah.
So if I showed up at your house, where you live, the UK?
Yeah, England. Yeah.
If I came to fucking England and put a gun to your head and listen, mate, you have to enter this trade right now, mate. What would you do? Would you buy or sell?
So
Sweet. So fortunately, you're not in that position. But you would sell because you believe that the outcome is likely to occur of price continuing to just like, what should I say for UK? It's just going to continue to piss through the zone, mate.
Hmm.
So you think it's going to keep going down. From my perspective, if you just entered a sell like right here, and then just had a invalidation above the high, actually, honestly, above this high, because if it's gonna go down, it's probably not gonna break that high, and if it does, you're gonna want to just get out anyway. So invalidation, hedge, whatever, just above the high right there. Target just starting out like a 1-to-1. Because here's what's gonna occur. If you already think it's going to go down, even if you suck, you're still gonna be right half the time. So if you're right this half the time and this level fails, the level's actually that right there, because that's where we're at most recently. It tried to push below, closed above, now it's fucking going below. If you truly believe this is going to work, it's going to do one of two things. So you're gonna go straight down to the profit target, in which case you won't be in, and that will be you'll feel sad inside, right? Or it's gonna break below and then maybe come and retest, and then maybe you can get in there and then it goes down. In both of these cases, the outcome is still that it's going to go down if you're right. If you're wrong and it goes up and breaks this zone, then you can exit halfway to the invalidation for the hedge, or you could just hedge early right there with a 0.5 R hedge instead of like a 1 R hedge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All this only applies to you if you currently believe at this moment in time right now, it's going to go down. If that's what you're convinced of right now, I would just take the trade right now and just accept you're going to have a 50-50. This will get you into more trades. It'll give you more data. It'll give you more experience, and you'll get the same fucking result. Because if you wait for a retest, your entry's still going to be almost the same damn thing. Maybe a little bit higher. Maybe. That's if it even retests at all.
Yeah, I use hedging. I haven't really used this stop loss strategy, but I'm looking to use it because sometimes I find trades, but I don't know how to manage it with hedging. So
Yeah, there's a simple way to know how to
I don't
manage.
take them.
Yeah, I feel you. There's a simple way to manage any single hedged trade once you get hedged. Here's, you want to know?
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna take me about 45 minutes to lay all this out, so pay attention, get some notes, get your cup of tea. Yeah, so whenever you're hedged, all you do is you just stay hedged, wait for price to start doing something until it gets to a point where you think, okay, now I think I know what's about to happen next. That's it. Then you manage the hedge. You can manage it by either closing one of the positions of the hedge or by retaining your original hedge and then adding new positions with their own risk structure, their own lot sizing, their own invalidation. But that's it. You enter a trade long or short when you're convinced it's going to go a particular direction. When you're no longer convinced that's the case, you hedge. And then you stay hedged until you do get to a position on the chart where you are convinced, okay, yeah, now I think it's going to go up or down or, whatever the fuck it is. Then at that point, you manage the hedges.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, or are you still like fucking lost?
That makes sense, but what if there's there's only one clear zone, for example?
Yeah,
Would
then
it
in
be
a lot
better
of
to just
cases,
do the stop loss
yeah,
rather than hedge?
exactly. There's gonna be certain context where it's like, well, shit. In this case, it'd be easy because you've got a zone here, you've got that extreme high, you've got another zone here, and the zone's down here. This one will be easy whenever you get to a pair like when this shit was happening. This is the daily. Like when this show was happening. I mean, if there's so many people who got murdered here and got blown accounts because like when they were selling and prices were just running up, if they were not protecting with hedges very quickly, there was nowhere where it bounced. There was no real way to manage it. So yeah, especially on the daily chart, there was fucking nothing, bro. There's nothing here at all. It was just a straight bull run for like what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, March to May. So like 2 months. Sorry, 4 months. Fuck, 10 months, a year. It's been nothing but a straight bull run for like the past year, and then it pulled back at the end of last year. Now another bull run. So yeah, there's nothing you can do in those cases. So in those cases, stops, adding to winners, scaling out of losers would work better. But if you have a market where there's a lot of support resistance zone and the price is kind of more ranging back and forth on like the higher time frames, those are easy to manage with hedging because I mean you have so many zones to manage at. It's only a matter of time before you get a winner, and when you do in fact get that winner, then it's all good, because you roll out of all the previous fuck ups at either a break even or a profit. I can't hear you anymore, but hope that helped.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Are you happy in your life right now?
Yeah, it's going good.
Yeah. Is the kids okay?
Everyone's doing fine, I think.
That's good, man. You seem pretty relaxed.
Yeah. Yeah, chill day today.
That's good. You're a good bloke, mate. I'm proud of you. Need to work on my fucking accent. All right. Justin says GJ hit me just as I got my initial confidence. Murked my ass. I literally just started trading as that bull run happened in UJ. Wow.
If you want to hear something funny,
Yeah.
so about a year ago, when I signed up for CoinX, I got a demo account. And on
Yeah.
that demo, I got like 3 demo accounts. On one of them, I went into gold. I just clicked some sale randomly.
Mhm.
And I didn't log into that account for a year because I had 2 other ones. And I found this account just last week. You know how much money I had in there?
Like a billion.
$17,000.
In CoinX, you can only start 1K demo accounts, right?
No,
Oh, how much
No,
did you?
I started 1K because that's how much money I was planning to trade live with, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that grew into 17,000. I only clicked like a year ago and I forgot about it.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Oh man, hilarious. Trading is simple if you just forget about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
All right. Nick, just let me know if that analysis makes sense to you. Nick, just let me know if it makes sense to you. 80 CHFs in the downtrend, price channel, send screenshots, your opinion, short makes sense to you.
It's likely going to pull back though.
Yeah. Douglas says, quick question on adding to winning positions. Let me know when I can unmute. Go for it, Douglas.
All right, thanks, Nick. So for the new approach, when you're adding to winning positions, is there ever time that you've added 3rd and 4th positions, or have you simply struck with 2? And then the second part is, if you do, is it the same structure where you would say go into a 3rd position and then you're setting your 2nd position to break even then?
The answer to your first question, have I ever had like 3 and 4 positions?
Mhm.
No, I've never done that.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Can you see my screen?
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, cool.
I went all fucking out, bro, and this doesn't even do it justice because I had another trade right here. It was like this one, like break a retest here. So I had like a buy like right there, but that had fucking hit the target. And I was freaking out because I was up like 17 grand when this was happening. And so I was just trying to fucking close everything. But yeah, there's been a couple times where I've got 3-4 in positions, but it's usually one or two.
And is it the same approach? If you get into say a third position, you would then
Yep.
take the position and put it to break even then?
Exactly, yeah, this was a good example of this. You can scroll back in the Nix analysis. This looks like it was June 27th, so like 2 weeks ago, maybe. You could see the first position was protected at break even, second break even, third at break even, and then that open buy. This distance right here was 1-1. This was the original stop loss distance from the first trade. So the first trade stop would have been like, somewhere way the fuck down here. Yeah, but it works the same way. All subsequent positions, the previous one has to be protected.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Unless you just don't give a fuck and you're cool with risking like 2, 3, 4, 5 units of risk per trade, then you don't even need to have risk management. But good luck surviving trading.
What I've tried doing recently as I was figuring out how to add to winning positions on my 1 minute thing was I wouldn't put the first position at break even because I would be stopped out like 80% of the time. I just put both the positions at the same stop loss. So whatever the second stop loss was, I'd put the first stop loss at the same level. So if I got stopped out, I'd get stopped out on both. I still don't know how to get past the noisiness of the 1 minute, but that seemed to be working. I was looking at it today.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try to get past the noisiness, man. I think it's just always gonna be noisy, bro. When you live there on the 1 minute, the kids are
Yeah.
having parties, parents are screaming
Right.
at their kids. You've got the people at the trailer park down the street, fucking always yelling. It's tough.
Yeah, I like the 1 minute, man. I've started trading it almost the moment I signed up, and I really like it because it's really dynamic. You can get in and out of trades. You're done for the day. You don't have to be thinking about your trades all day. You're
Yeah.
you're in and you're out in 5 minutes, and you're done with the trade. You can move on to the next. It's pretty great, but it is noisy. Yeah.
Good shit, bro.
Imagine what I could do if I could protect my first position. I'd make billions on the demo account.
That is so badass, bro. Living that demo life.
Demo life. Oh man. It's good, man. It is good. Kind of hurts when you're trading live and then you have to go back to demo because you suck. But it's okay. You swallow the pride and then you move on with your life.
Swallow your pride and move on with your life. Nick, do you try any form of high frequency trading, arbitrage, scalping or so? I may have tried something similar to that, like the where you're in and out of trades like every few seconds sometimes. I don't know. What I found it was hard when I was like scalping like that was that it was hard to duplicate. Like it's all intuition, 100% intuition. You have zero time to think. All you have time to do is react based on what your emotions are telling you and what your I don't know, your how do you fucking say it? What your
Your gut.
Yeah, your gut, your emotions, your intuition. Whatever the fuck you wanna call it, bro.
Wait, so you actually did like high frequency manually?
I don't know if you'd even call it that. I was just trying to like say like yeah, I used to do that. What I found is that I have bigger profits whenever I trade the higher time frames. It's so big. You hear that, Jared? You hear that, Jared's girlfriend as well? I get those big profits, baby.
Oh
Bonnie
yeah.
looks at my terminal and she's like, wow, is that your TP? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, how many pips is that? And I'm like, 169. And she's like, wow, that TP is so much bigger than my ex-boyfriend's TPs. I was like, well, what can I say?
Oh, Jared's just introduced the group to his girlfriend. She's like, oh, what a nice business meeting. And here we are.
Yeah, no. I introduced the group to my dog before too. Or my dog to the group.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
She's doing well.
Yep,
Her and Ruby would have a great time.
she looks happy.
It's Nick's dog. Look at you. Look at you. See?
Hey, Nick.
Nick's
Oh, I
gone.
think- Well, I was just gonna say that there's Niku in the chat. He wanted to look at some TPs.
Gonna see them big TPs, baby.
We only enter trades that have the dick channel at least on a 45-degree angle.
Oh man, why am I laughing at these jokes? I'm 41 years old. I shouldn't be laughing at those jokes.
We're all fucking immature, man. None of us grow up. Everyone acts and pretends like we gotta figure it out, man. We're men. We don't laugh at fucking child's humor anymore. But deep down inside, every man who's being honest with himself is always gonna laugh at a dick joke.
It is funny.
This life
Yeah.
is short. This life is so short. We're all gonna be fucking dead 100 years from now. There's no sense in taking everything so goddamn seriously.
Yep, that's true. You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
So when I was like 10, I remember my dad bought me a joke book, you know, a book with like jokes and stuff. And he bought it, and I was so happy because I was like, I like books in general, you know?
Yeah.
And then I'd take it home, I would start reading, I'd look at the cover, and the cover would say mostly inappropriate. And he wouldn't notice that on the cover. And I would went because it used a strange word that I didn't know when I was 10 years old, you know? So I'd
Yeah.
go to him and be like, what does this mean? And he
Yeah.
took the book away.
I walked in one time with my dad watching porn.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
this
that's
was
so
in, like,
embarrassing.
Yeah, it was 2003 or 2002 maybe, so I must have been 7. Yeah, I walked into the house. Normally, when we were playing outside, sometimes he would like lock the door. And and so like, but when and I always found it weird, so I'd have to knock on the door and then he'd come and let us in. And I asked him one time, like, why do you lock the door? And he's like, oh, that way in case you guys are dirty, I can make sure your shoes aren't dirty or whatever, and you come in. And I was like, but we always take our shoes off before we come in. So anyway, one day he didn't lock the
Yeah.
door, and I opened up the door and came inside, and then the computer was right there in the living room, and it was like to where as soon as you walk into the living room, you can see the screen, and I saw like tits of these like naked chicks and stuff, and then I like went to dad, and he was like clicking like close on like a bunch of different tabs, and I was like, oh, I was like, what's that? He's like, I'm just finishing up some work. What are you doing, brother? And I was just like, my dad was fucking watching porn, but I didn't understand it at the time until I was in like 7th grade, 6th, 7th,
Oh,
8th
but
grade.
you still remember it.
Yeah, but I remember that. I remember that's what's going on. But at the time, I didn't understand. I was like, I had seen my mom and dad naked and my brother naked and me all the time. When we were little, my brother and I used to take baths together. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't like being naked wasn't this weird, oh shit, like sexual thing. Being naked was like
Right.
normal. And so,
Yeah,
yeah.
Europe's like that. In Europe, everybody's naked all the time.
Yeah, and people kiss each other on the cheeks all the time. Like it's very open and not so serious, and I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, everybody, may I interrupt the conversation, please?
Yeah.
So, Nick, I've seen like when you click on your channel, you can click on the most popular videos. It shows I don't know what the algorithm favors, but also when you click on the oldest videos, it shows you evolving as a trader. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like from back in the day, especially the trades on 3 years ago. So as you can see, you have the MFX analysis, weekly recap, crazy simple analysis, the complete process of exactly how a trade. So back in the day, most of these analysis, like they have the trend lines and stuff. So I know that you find like I made the brainstorm, so I think you don't need the trend lines, or you can't see the trend lines without even drawing them. I understand your approach, but me as a beginner trader, I think the trend lines will be a game changer for me specifically.
You don't
So
know. You don't know that that's true. You're making an assumption that is not supported by evidence. It's just an inkling. It's just a feeling. But there's no reason that that may or may not be true. You just don't have any data that suggests that's true.
yeah,
You know, I could say the same shit about moving averages. Bro, I just feel the moving averages are going to be a game changer for me. Well, I could say and feel however the fuck I want, but ultimately, if there's no evidence to support that it's actually true, then you're just all you can do is just get some data, test it out, see if it adds value to your trading approach. And if it does, then you have evidence to say, no, trend lines actually are a game changer for me. They increase my win rate 10%, or something like that. But you have to get that data and information first and track the results and then optimize and fine tune it over time in a predictable way. Otherwise, anything can work. That's why I tell people it doesn't matter how you trade. Everything's going to be
yeah,
50-50. All that matters is the way you manage risk. That's the only thing that matters.
yeah, Nick. So yeah, I understand risk management is the most important thing in trading. So I've seen the Andre video. Now I'm mixing things, but I've seen the Andre video. He have his own way. Like he says, he goes only to the H1 chart. He zooms as far as he can possibly zoom out, and he just draw the clear zones where the most obvious bounces.
Yeah.
So he doesn't draw. I also asked him personally. He said he doesn't use trend lines, and all he does is just trade on the clear bounces on the H1 support resistance zone. So do you think Andre's strategy is more reliable?
I don't know. Like more reliable than what?
More reliable in a way, like, I don't know, Nick. Like I think, I know I'm joking about the magic ball and conspiracy theory, and you can tell the future, but some people, like, they are so obsessed in something, they're extremely competitive, and I think you can identify when somebody will be better better than someone else in a specific scenario in trading or whatever. Man, I had no sleep, so I'm stuttering. I don't know what I'm talking, but I'm trying to deliver a message. I hope you understand what I'm saying, Nick.
I honestly, I wish I did, but I don't understand. I don't have a clue what you're talking about, bro.
So TLDR, man, how can I be more profitable when I draw support resistance zones at clear areas where they have clear boundaries?
Just getting experience. That's all.
But man, I think the trend lines. I know. Like he just gave me an answer about the trend lines, but I think the trend lines, I think they have something to do with the chart, man. It's impossible like they exist for nothing.
In my opinion, using trend lines adds no more value than support and resistance, than moving averages, than RSI, than stochastic oscillator, than whatever the other
Yeah.
fuck. It's all like you're still gonna probably have a 50-50 win rate on average. and you're still gonna have to find a way to control risk. So you can use trend lines instead of support resistance, or you can use it with support resistance, or you could use a bunch of fucking bullshit. But ultimately, bro, it's still going to come down to the basics. You're still gonna be right half the time and wrong half the time, and you're still gonna have to find a way to make more money on your winners than you lose on your losers. And over time, I've just found keeping things like retardedly simple is what tends to work best. So be my guest. If you want to use trend lines and whatever the fuck else, you got a feeling, oh, this is going to be a game changer.
Yeah.
Do it. You know, it's cool. Everything works in the right context, but you're still going to have to go through the process of getting experience, tracking the results, seeing what works for you, and then doing more of what works and less of what doesn't. So yeah, there's no rules and there's no absolutes and there's no blacks and whites.
True.
I also
True.
just wanted to chime in here real quick as well.
Wait, I didn't finish.
Okay.
So based on your intuition, Nick, so I've realized when price goes against you, you try to book profits, or you try to stop the losses. For example, yesterday you lost 3K, but you still made profits on the second trade. But so you have the intuition. So I've been almost 1 week I don't know how long I've been here, but I think you never allow the price to go all the way to the stop loss. You do some active trade management.
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah.
So you think that that thing can be learned with experience? You can tell if price is gonna come back or price will go all the way to the stop loss. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also of the opinion that it can only be learned with experience. It's hard to learn that objectively from a guru or a teacher, or you really have to
Yeah.
learn it through just seeing the same shit over and over. And that's what gives you that intuition, that feeling, that wisdom of like, oh shit, I've seen this shit happen over and over. I don't know why I think it's gonna go down. I don't know how. I don't know where this is coming from. I have no technical reason, but you just have that fucking feeling. You're like, I've seen this shit for like, in my case, 7.5 years, over and over and over. All that experience comes into play. And that's why I think you can only learn things like that from experience. So that's why I said at the beginning, I was like, just keep getting experience. That's the simple answer.
That is absolutely true. I agree with you. And one last thing, do you think trading or the experience or the intuition is something that you can forget, or you don't have the same, let's say, intensity, if that's the word? Or it's like riding a bicycle or driving a car, but you might be a little bit as good as a driver as you used to when you used to do it every single day.
I think it's the skill set that if you stay up to date on it, then yeah, I mean, it might be if you've been doing this 7 years and then every day you've been doing this and then you wake up tomorrow and do it again, I think you're going to get better results as compared to if you've been doing it for 7 years, then you take a 3-year break and then you come back and try to trade right after that. I think you'll probably perform better if you're up to date on your skill set and you're exercising your skill set every day.
Yeah, that is true. And also, from your answer, I just remember that you've made an old video that's the title was "How I Quit Trading Made Me Profitable Again." You have a clue about it?
No. I'm sorry, what video?
You made a old YouTube video that says "Quitting trading made me profitable again."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey, bro. Hey, man. I don't know what should I. Hey, magician. Thank you very much for curing my brain, man. Like all the. Yeah. All the other YouTubers, all the other course signal groups, they don't give you value.
That's
But
a lot
yeah,
of
seriously,
bullshit.
Nick. Yeah, seriously, Nick. Like, you don't just the moment I joined, I said, "Is it a signal group?" You gave me an answer. You said, "No, you shouldn't look at it as a signal group. It's just an analysis." And the most thing you teach me that you're a proponent of thinking.
Yeah.
You make us think. Use our brain. Look at the chart. My dog is gonna give me an that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm a big proponent of people not being fucking retarded, so it's good.
Yo, thank you. I think somebody wanted to ask a question, but hey, man, I don't care, man. When I talk, I want to have all the information, guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, you pay to be here, so you have a right to get all you have a right to get
Nah,
your fucking
man,
money's
nah,
worth.
man, nah, man, nah, man. I'm just blessed to be here. That's the opposite.
Well,
Thank
cheers,
you, guys.
bro. I'm happy for you to keep staying a client so I can get that 250 every month, bro. Gotta fucking live off the subscription payments, man. Jared, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna touch on the trend line thing like 5 minutes ago, but I sent a photo in the meeting chat here, basically just from a book that I had read a couple of years ago. It describes how trend lines can be, largely subjective to a lot of traders. And one trader might think that the trend line shows the chart going down, and then the other trader might think that the trend line shows a reversal incoming, or like a potential change of structure. So for that reason, I find that support resistance, and the person in this book agrees, that the support and resistance is like a horizontal support resistance is usually just the best route to go. And when it comes to trend lines, I feel like traders generally use it a little bit less. So I was just going to add to that a little bit.
Yeah, it's true. I find support resistance a little bit easier to do because it's like if there's like a high where it's bounced and cleared the area like that, or like, up here it resists. I just find these a little bit more obvious. But keep in mind, like, what do? Trade the bounces or trade the breakouts? Like, it still goes up or down. So it's like, even if you're using trend lines, it's fine. Here's what your trades will look like. Price gets to the trend line. You enter a buy when it gets there. You have the stop. Let's say you put it below a previous low or something, and a target of 1-to-1. This is still going to have a 50% chance of moving to the target or a 50% chance of moving to the stop. So again, support and resistance has no predictive power. It is not used as that when used properly. Support and resistance is used as a method of risk structure. It is a way of saying, I draw this stupid fucking line or a zone in the chart, and it allows me to have an idea of where I can enter at and where I will exit at if I begin to be wrong, and where I will take profits at if I begin to be right. And yeah, but support resistance, any technical analysis tool, any indicator, they have no predictive power. There's nothing that you get an edge by saying, let me draw this arbitrary random line or zone on the chart and then ask myself if I think I know where it's going to go. And this somehow gives you an edge. The edge is not in that. The edge is completely in the risk structure and how well you can manage and control risk. That's all. So that's why I keep shit so simple. It's just I've accepted a long time ago, like price is going to go up or down. So that's Nick Sean's stand. Are you in good hands?
I think also that it's important to.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you're playing a video.
Yeah, I mean, this was like if y'all don't believe me, this was 3 years ago. It's February 13th, 2020, a month before pandemic started. I've been doing the same shit. It's just little fucking boxes and zones and breaks and retests. It's just like, it's the same old fucking bullshit. Anyway, Sebastian, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it doesn't matter what you use for risk structure, but it does matter that some things are easier for you to see and kind of get than others,
Yeah.
So it is important to like try things and figure out what works for you, in a sense that you can notice things easier and you're a little more confident because maybe you've seen it more often in your experience, or so
Yeah.
it's fine. I like what Khalif was saying. Like, what's his name? Khalifan was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's kind of how you figure out your own kind of tweak to the strategy, And then once he gets it, he'll be very confident because he'll have gone through the, trial and error and whatnot. That'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be very sexy. You too, Roland, enjoy the day. Let me read through a few more of these things here. All right. All right, Soren says, with Nick, you'll learn fast that nothing is set in stone. There is no fixed strategy, no fixed stop loss or take profit. You have to gather data, review it after, then try to incorporate that in your intuition. Yeah, essentially getting experience. And then Sebastian, you said so lovingly, Calvin is the man. James says, I like this guy, Calvin. Ricardo says, Nick, you have a lot of patience with Calvin. And then Justin says, just suck the man's dick, Calvin. Lord Hates says, hey, Nick, since I took your advice on the trade on the 1 hour, my profit and loss has increased. That's good, bro. What's your name? It's Lord Eighth here, but what's your actual name? I'm trying to remember. I've given a lot of people non-financial advice over the years, so hard for me to remember. Sorry, guys. I just helped so many thousands of people. I don't even fucking remember who I've helped at this point. Started Mission FX in like 2018, like 5 years ago. Can you imagine all the fucking people I've dealt with over this time? Javante. Oh, wow, Javante. Yeah. Good shit, bro. I'm glad that you've done the 1 hour. Good shit, bro. Did we do a one-on-one session? Is that what we did with the compounding course? Was that you? Yeah, okay, I remember you then. Yeah, that was a while back, bro. I'm glad you're doing good. Soren says, how to make trading technical. Step 1, draw a channel shaft. Justin says, on a time series data set, which has data points at levels mapping out a trend line is not really any quote unquote use. It will show a place where XYZ happens. I do use them though every now and then. Yeah. Nikki says, guys, you have to keep in mind that prices is going only when buys have put more money than seller or vice versa. As Nick mentions all the time, all this blah, blah, blah analysis breaks or it doesn't respect it. If Citibank or any other big balls bank just do a massive sell or buy. Yeah, kind of hard for me to read all that, Niku, but I think I get what you're saying. You're just saying like, hey, just fuck everything, keep it simple. It's gonna go up or down, just control risk. That's all. That's good. Niku says the indicators in all structures will work fine if the trader will be only us regular people, but when Nomura pays the salaries and they have a sell up, I don't know what you're talking about, Niku. But I agree with the premise. Wise word has been spoken. Yes, sir. Angus says best guess effort. Alex says, Nick, continuing the conversation from earlier about when closing your losses early. Do you personally analyze it and guess whether it'll go up back towards entry? Or do you look at it and say to yourself, fuck this, I'm out? It depends, bro. It's a good question. Yeah, it depends. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, this broke, but I could still see it bouncing here and maybe it'll be a better idea to try to get out at break even. So sometimes I'll hold it. In other cases, I'll be like, these candles are too big. There's too much momentum here. I don't think this shit's gonna work out. And I'll act like a complete fucking pussy and I'll just close right there. And I'm good with that. I take smaller losses than my winners. And those winners, they can be so big. Paul says in all capital letters, hi, Nick, glad to be here. Did you ever suffer from holding on to losing trades and cutting the winners way too early? Yes. I seem to have a lot of time for the losers, but quickly get out with small, if any, profit. Yeah. So Paul, you can adjust this by, this may sound stupid and obvious, but you just do the exact opposite. If you get into a trade, think to yourself, if it starts moving towards loss, try to think to yourself like, or try to remind yourself, should I say, all right, this is not working. I entered it thinking this was going to start working. Immediately, it's not working. Can you guys still hear me okay? I know there's like loud noises. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You're
Good
good.
microphone.
Okay, cool. Wow, it's like fucking, it's like a jackhammer and some shit over here. And then sirens and a fucking train. Yeah, so anyway, Paul, restructure and remind yourself, if a trade starts to not work out, this is something that for one, you don't want to add to, and for two, you want to try to find any reason you can to start kind of scaling out of that, whether you close partial losses or whether you close the full thing. But whenever it starts moving into profit, and you still think the final big picture outcome is going to play out, like it bounces from one resistance to the next support, or it makes a higher low on the chart and you entered and you think it's going to make a higher high, so you think it's going to play out and go to the higher high, like the GBP CAD trade we're in right now. If you think the final outcome is still going to play out and you are in profit, I think it makes sense to try to add. It makes sense to try to say like, yeah, if this shit's already starting to work out, for one, stay in it. Number two, try to add if you can protect the first position. This will mean that whenever you're wrong, you're just out quick and then you don't spend a lot of time tied up with it and you got more time to look for good trades. And it also means when you're having good trades, you're maximizing your profit potential in those good trades because just for one, you're holding them instead of closing them. And also you're adding to them. So you typically make more whenever you're right than you lose when you're wrong. Jared, go for it.
Yeah, so with this GCAD trade, just wondering what your thought process is given the new context that has formed in the last few minutes here.
As long as it doesn't crack past that previous low, the structure maintains intact. If it does cross the previous low, the first position will be out at break even and the second position will be in a floating loss, 40% of the way to the stop loss. And I'm good with that. It's either gonna go or it's not. So yeah, it's technically still in structure.
Yeah, you're right. Starting to look a little sketchy on the 1 hour, but it is what it is.
Yeah, especially if that candle closes like that. We got 13 minutes to the close. I'll tell you this here, Sonny. If it starts doing some shit like this right here, I'm gonna get out right there, probably a net break even on both the positions. If it tries to go into profit again and then quickly bounces at the zone, I'll probably get out like right there at some point along the way. What I'm kind of just praying for, bro, I'll even become Christian, I'll become religious and give my heart to Jesus Christ, do whatever it takes. If we could just get this thing to just fucking bounce immediately right here. But unless it cracks out of structure, everything else is just, it's just fugazi. You know what fugazi is?
Fugazi, fugazi.
Fugazi, it's fucking poofy. It's not
Tomato,
fucking
tomato.
real. It's not
What is it,
fucking real.
Seinfeld or what?
It's Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, okay. I hated that.
I'll be real with you too. I locked in a little bit at the top of that resistance there.
What's that? What's that smell? Sebastian, you smell that?
Yep.
I smell
Yeah,
fucking pussy, Jared.
Smells like chicken to me.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. Kidding, bro. That's good. Yeah. You'll
I smell
never go broke.
profits.
You'll never go broke taking profit.
It's part of Mark Douglas's Trader's Creed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. We're all gonna trade slightly different and do different. What's important is once you get experience, do what makes you comfortable, because what makes you comfortable means there's no red flags and bells and whistles going off. That's alerting your amygdala to the fact that you may be in a fight or flight situation because the trade looks like it's gonna lose. So if you're not getting any of those like weird fucking shit, and you're relaxed with the decision, like you could get it by asking yourself, like, all right, price is here at the resistance. What would I feel most comfortable doing? Holding, closing everything, closing partials, adding. You just run down the list. Like, let's say I enter that trade. How am I likely going to feel the moment I enter that trade, or I exit that trade, or I do this or that, whatever the decision is. If you ask yourself, how would you feel right after? And if the answer is, I'd be pretty relaxed, I'd be pretty happy with my decision, regardless of what happens, then it's probably a decision that's going to be worth taking. If you ask yourself, what if I add right here at resistance? You're like, okay, if I add at resistance and it immediately reverses, I have a shitty cost basis, my average entry price is higher, my stop loss for the previous position is at break even, and that's probably going to get hit at break even. And then it would be completely fucked because it could just pull back a little bit, then go into profit, and I'm going to feel like shit, having taken a break even on one position and then getting a shitty entry on my last ad, and then it was barely any profit. So if you just think it through and you're like, oh, this is kind of a stupid dumbass decision, then you end up not making it. But if it's something that you're like, no, I'm comfortable with, you're probably pretty comfortable right now with your decision, right, Jared?
Yeah, 100%. And then just to add on that, I find that if you find yourself, feeling nervous or making shitty decisions a lot more frequently, then you probably are putting a bit too much risk on the trade, or you're trading with too much capital that you're not comfortable losing. So you got to size it down a little bit, make the proper decisions, and then go up from there.
Yeah. What would have happened if you would have closed GCAD and it just continued rocketing up? Would you have felt bad at all?
Absolutely not, because it was a partial close, and I was more than prepared to leave that on the table. I saw that at resistance, and so far it seems like it was a good decision. So
Yeah, so perfect. So all you've done is you've made what you believe to be a contextually appropriate decision, and you're happy with your decision regardless of what the outcomes are. And that's good. That's fine. Everything's good. Everybody wins. Literally.
Yo, guys, in an objective approach, you guys are just trying to act like make up that you're losing, but you don't want to feel like you don't want to feel guilty. I can smell it.
Yeah, we're pussies, Calvin.
But
Soren,
yeah,
Soren says, if you do not feel confident with losing even $10, how do you fight that? How do you get yourself okay with that? For one, don't trade live. For two, go
Yeah,
to a
trade
demo account. Oh yeah, so just like Jared said, like trade demo. And then for three, stop being such a fucking bitch in a nice way. Because like in trading, you have to accept there's gonna be risk. Maybe risk 10 cents per trade. You can't even do that. Maybe risk $1 per trade if you have a 10 pip stop loss and use the smallest lot size you can. But yeah, if you're not okay with risking that, yeah, just don't trade live for a while. Trade demo, build up your confidence, and then you will eventually have to get to a point where you have to accept like every single trade I take, there's the likelihood that I am probably going to lose money at least half the time. And all you gotta do is you gotta make a little bit more than you lose. Kind of like taxes, bro. If you're like me in the highest tax bracket and 62.3% of your income is taken from various government authorities with spears and torches taking your tax money, I have to accept that taxes is a part of the game if I'm gonna live here in the US and operate my business and trading through the current structure I'm doing. Do I consider it a loss? I don't know. I mean, I just consider it like a part of the game, the same thing as trading. I can have a year where I make fucking 3 million and I only get to keep like 1.3 million. That's cool, I guess. I mean, that's more money than I had the previous year, but like, it's just a part of the game. So the biggest tax is ignorance, though, in the wise words of Alex Hormozy. Ignorance is the biggest tax. Every year that you spend not knowing how to make an extra 1 million, 5 million, $10 million, you're paying the tax on that because you're fucking ignorant. And the actual taxes you pay by the government or the actual losses you have in trading as you go through your series of ups and downs, roller coaster wins and losses, ultimately it's all a part of the game. So there's never a moment in life where you're doing something and there's no risk. Even driving to work today, if you drive to work, Soren, you could die in a car accident. Not only the fact where you'd be fucking dead if you die in a car accident, but on top of that, you won't get to make any more money for the rest of your life because you're dead. So yeah, go to demo and then at some point you'll have to just accept that losing is a part of the game. Soren says, interesting, because I logically understand that losing comes with trading, but I can feel myself getting riled up whenever I have a rolling on the balance. But in the end, it's just accepting the minus before anything. Yeah. Yeah, just gotta accept it, man. You can get really used to this with demo, because since it's play money, you won't develop the same emotional fortitude as you would as when you trade live, but that's okay because demo is just to get a feel for the structure of things and executing it, etc. But demo kind of, it's cool because it gets you to see what it's like to trade without a lot of the emotions that you would have if you're live trading any amount of capital. So yeah, be a demo baller, bro, for a while and then transition into live.
I think we got to keep
Angus-
our eyes close on GCAD right now. It's right at that point.
Yeah, well, if I get stopped at break even, yeah, if it goes literally a few pips lower, it'll stop me out at break even, and then my first position will, I mean, that could lose too. Yeah, I don't know. Everything's already in place. It's gonna go up or down, so fuck it. Okay, Angus has started demo account at drawdown, quote unquote, and trade out of it with a target in mind. Take it serious as fuck. That will exercise the mental hurdle. Interesting. Alex says 62% is crazy, man. Good consistency throughout your life. Taxes and trading, all about profits and losses. Yeah. Soren says, I'm a huge gamer and this comes with that. I have to win every game ambition. Yeah. Feel you, bro. We as humans don't like feeling like pussies. We don't want to feel like shit, man. I'm losing money, dude. I get it. Completely understand, believe me. Let's go way back into the Nick Sean stuff. We'll see what kind of dirt we can dig up on Nick Sean, this fucking fake guru.
Can I ask this thing really quick, Nick?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, tell me what you think. So I just noticed today that what happens is when the price hits my double top, right?
Yeah.
I usually will enter the trade when it's at the top of the candle body, you know?
Yeah.
And then if it continues up to the top of the wick, I will add. I kind of don't know if that's good, or maybe I should not add, because you shouldn't generally add to like a losing trade. I don't know.
I typically don't anymore just because it makes it harder to be profitable.
Right. So if it goes to the top of the wick, then you wouldn't just do anything.
Probably not, yeah, because you take on exponentially more risk whenever you start adding, or if it's set, then like 1 unit of additional risk. It just makes it harder. I don't know. I'm of the opinion now that I think it's better if you entered a trade thinking it would move one direction and it starts fucking up. I just prefer to just get out of that. Because imagine if you just wait for those trades that happen like every other trade where they start going into profit and you can add. You already know that whenever it's moving into profit, if it's going to go to your final target you had in mind, the higher low or a low, higher high or a lower low in your case, you already
Yeah.
know like if it's going to go there and that happens half the time, if you just added to those, you just make more money on that, then you're
Right.
good. Like, so yeah, so I would probably look to exit those losing trades early or just hold on to them, but certainly wouldn't add to them. No.
Right. So the risk is smaller because sometimes you think it's a double top and it just keeps ripping. So then if I don't add, then I don't risk as much, you know. So I think that is good. It's just I'm thinking maybe I should just wait for those trays that are going to the very top of the very top of the wick and just enter those, you know. They happen often enough.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
do.
Because
Show
then
does.
you have your perfect trade. If you can, if it makes a double top and you enter at the wick exactly, then you cannot get a better entry, you know.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. So I could just wait on those. Well, I mean, one of those happens almost every day. Most of them, they don't exactly go to the previous top. You know, like what you see on this chart.
Yeah. They
Or you
get them,
only-
they might fuck with you and like retest the high and then pull back or reverse, so.
Yeah, if you look at this, for example. Wait, where's my thing? Oh, sorry.
Oh shit, I haven't checked stocks today yet. Is this correct? Break even? I can live with that. Down 2,500 at one point. Soren says, good luck, guys. See you next time. I promise I won't be a pussy anymore. We've made progress.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. As long as you make money, you're fine.
Has anyone had a look at New Zealand cats? Sorry, I just joined.
What do you think's gonna happen?
I think there's a solid chance of it bouncing here. It already bounced.
Did it already get there though?
It depends where you have your draw, but I'll send my chart.
Yeah, I could see it bouncing here, man.
This is the way I have mine drawn.
Yeah, from the highs of it, yeah. Yeah, it looks, it's like a good daily zone.
Are you still in the one you're in? Which one? GDP cat?
Balls deep, bro. I might even get long on NZD cat as well, because this looks good from a risk structure point of view.
Yeah, listen.
There doesn't look like there's a lot, it looks fairly straightforward. There's not a lot that can go wrong. Maybe a little bit deeper of a test, honestly, like maybe to those recent highs, if that happens, I'm probably gonna look to start playing around that pair. But, yeah, from a risk structure point of view, it's
Yeah,
great.
you're already in cat there, and you don't want to double up.
Yeah, just not in this case. In fact, if we start floating sideways here. Yeah, not yet, but if we start floating sideways here, I'm probably gonna exit this.
Yo, Nick, I think JPY, GBP CAD hit your stop loss, yeah? The break even.
It doesn't look like it. Check my phone right here, maybe about to in a minute. Nope, still in. I was up 6 grand on this and now I'm down 2 grand. Welcome to trading.
Yeah, it happens, man. So the break even is below the previous swing low, yeah? I
Break
see
even's
it, but
right here at the first position.
oh yeah.
Ooh, this is not going to work out anymore. This is going to be really, really stupid. The size of that candle. Holy shit, the big fucking fat candle.
You should say that with an Australian accent.
That big
Look at-
fucking fat candle, the bugger.
Um,
I think what I
Oh,
might
yeah,
That
do,
fucking candle.
I
I
might
don't know,
exit-
guys. Like, sorry to enter. I think there's still a chance for GBP CAD to reverse.
Say that about any pair at any time.
No, I'm serious. I think there is still a chance, even though everybody lost hope, everybody's negative. I can smell it in there, but I think there is still a chance. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm crazy.
No, you're right, but you could say that about any pair, like it's, you could say that about anything at any time.
No, I don't care, guys. I think it will still go up. I'm not the devil, trust me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm staying in my trades. If the first one breaks even, that's cool. If the second one works out, I'll still make a profit, but. Yeah, I mean, yeah, anything can happen. It's important not to overthink things. What a lot of people will start doing is be, "Oh, it's pulling back, oh my god, let's do all this bullshit." It's like, it's important to just remember, like. There was the original plan, it all made sense, you were calm, you executed the original plan, and now you're just letting that plan play out. Without being a complete fucking pussy. Just letting shit play out. And you can make context-based decisions, though. I'm not saying like. Rigorously stay black and white to the original idea. You can change your mind in the middle of the trade if you think it's not gonna work out. Like I've said, if this starts floating sideways and not going up, I'm probably gonna just close this out. If not, it'll come lower and hit the break even on the first trade, then I'll be in the second trade. At a loss, at a floating loss, and we'll see what happens.
Nick, how was your Tesla trade?
It's in the red today. But I mean, not much. I mean, I'm up like my cost basis is 278. I've caught like a 6% move so far. So today I'm down $1,000. The Tesla trade is up 12, almost 13 grand.
So you want it to go to 20, right?
Yeah, it'll be about $300 share price. So I've got my alert.
I just wanted to test my mic. I've not done Zoom before.
Sound beautiful, bro.
Thank you, bro. That's my Australian accent.
That is amazing. Oh, but Sebastian, my Wells Fargo trade is ripping.
Oh, you're in the Wells Fargo trade? How's that going?
Ripping, bro. Ripping.
Nice.
Ripping, baby. Let's see what we got going on here. Wells Fargo Corporation. I'm in a $1,500 or yeah, 1.5%. So $1,500 profit.
Nice.
I might do a quick pip and dip on this. Catch some pips and then dip the fuck out and get away.
Pip and dip. I like it.
I set an alert at 46. If we can make a higher high at 46, probably just close there. That'll be about 2.5 grand profit. Make the payment on the Porsche GT4 and then come back on a pullback and get back in.
Damn, guys, like I'm the biggest pussy on this voice call. I literally
what do you
predicted the
mean?
future. I predicted DJ would make a magical ascending triangle and it would go to the moon. It started hitting my stop loss, then I just pussied out. Now it's blowing up.
Yeah, that happens.
You're okay.
No, man, I'm a coward, bro. I would never
forgive.
forgive myself for taking the coward action. It was objectively creating a ascending triangle and it will go to the moon. And it's going to the moon now.
Are you still on demo or are you on live?
No, I'm alive.
Should be on demo.
Oh,
Rather be
Yeah,
a
go-
coward than a brokey.
go back to demo, man.
Nah. Oh, demo is for pussies, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of people who lose money for a long time say that. When I call y'all pussies, I'm joking 90% of the time. I want to be clear. There is nothing objectively wrong about exiting a trade early if you are no longer convinced that your original outcome that you initially thought would occur is going to in fact play out. Nothing wrong with closing early. There's nothing wrong with controlling risk. There's like what Jared did. He closed partials here on GCAD and he was comfortable with that decision, the outcome. Long as you think through the outcomes and ask yourself, like, am I going to be frustrated or resentful if I do this? Is it going to be a lose-lose? Am I going to be upset that, oh, if it keeps going into profit after I closed, I'm going to be upset that I'm missing out on the profit, or am I going to be kicking myself if I don't close here and then it reverses? There's nothing wrong with making those context-based decisions. You never know what's going to happen. All you can do is what you think is best to do at the current moment and then track what happens. So that way, over time, you can start being able to make a little bit better decisions in the future.
There's this guy.
Yeah, that is true. That is absolutely true. That is so true because every situation is different. You never know which loss will blow your account and which one will not.
Actually, you do. You can predefine all that before you enter every single trade. But yeah, the overall justice. Okay.
What's this dude's name? I already mentioned his name to you before. Guy from the Netherlands or something. This big trader guy.
I don't know.
I forgot his name, but he said something that was interesting. He said in trading you can't have any regrets because you'll consistently get out of trades that would go into more profit if you stayed in. So you can't regret that, you know.
Talking about Tom Hogarth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the only other person I follow after 3 months of trading and going through all these gurus.
He's a good guy.
And Tom Hogarth are the only people I follow.
Yeah, not very many people to follow in this space. There's Mark Douglas, does good psychology stuff. I like him. Good dude too.
Yeah, Tom's an alien though. That guy works on another planet.
Yeah. What's interesting is if you look at these guys' videos, like Mark and Tom, you'll see that they're repeating the same thing over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And that's good because you can just like gist out whatever they're repeating and just kind of be like, okay, I guess that's working for them, you know. For Tom, it's like adding to winning trades, getting out of losses quick. You know,
Yeah.
for Mark is like you don't have any influence over the price. It's all about the order flow. And they just repeat that over and over. If you can internalize that, that's a good thing to keep in mind.
Who God. The question is, whenever you're winning, how can you not close the winning trade, but how can you add to your winning trades? That is the question.
You're good with accents, man. You keep saying that you're not, but they're good. Good accents.
I just always play it off like a joke, like, I don't care. I'm just joking. I'm just doing an accent. I don't care if it's right or wrong. But in secret, when someone says, that's a piss accent, mate, you suck. I'm like, yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But deep inside, it hurts my ego because I've done accents for years and I try really hard and I still fuck it up. So, yeah.
Yeah. Your heart breaks because that's your secret ambition. You want to be an actor.
I want to be a voiceover artist.
There you go. You could become one today. Just get a Fiverr account. Very popular service on Fiverr.
Yeah, and they got some good ones on there. I've considered having somebody do like voiceover for like a YouTube video I was planning.
Yeah,
I haven't done it yet. I don't know if I will, but
they're super inexpensive too.
yeah, you pay like $100 for like 500 words or something like that, and
Yeah.
just like have somebody with a very nice UK proper accent just read my scripts for my videos.
Imagine if you did a video, right? And you're talking in the video normally, but then instead of your voice, you have overdubbed this lady's like voice and lip synced it. That'd be so funny.
It would be funny.
If
It'd
she,
be very, very confusing to my audience.
especially if she had an Australian accent. You'd get so much engagement on this.
Australia, man. Man.
Oh man. Always gonna laugh at you.
Well, y'all, this video was from 2018. This was summer of 2018. This is when I started the free Telegram channel. Look at all this shit. Support resistance, some trend lines in there. The Elliott wave, 1, 2,
You
3,
even
4,
have an
5.
Elliott wave.
Yeah, bro.
What the heck? I don't even know what that is. I saw that on YouTube once or twice. I cannot understand it.
It's just where price makes this little wave zigzag, and then it might reverse at the end. So it kind of helps you decide if like maybe you should take a trade. Y'all pay zero fucking attention to this shit. It doesn't add any value. It's just extra complexity. You don't even fucking know if you've done it right. Don't even do it. Better to just use support resistance, which is what
Your
most of my
whole-
trading was.
Your whole chart is crossed out anyway.
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh man. That's so funny. It's interesting because I remember at the beginning of your program in the membership area, you said that for years you just traded the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're like, dude, I figured that I can actually improve and make changes. And now it seems that your trading approach improves every 2 or 3 months, you know? You figure something new out. Pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
that continue to get better.
Yeah. That's good. I kind of feel bad about changing, you know, like tweaking my strategy for trading because that assumes that I was wrong before. But I figured I'm still learning, so it's all right.
Yeah. That is the way that it goes, brother.
Yeah.
Where's the momentum? None of this shit is moving. Old Dominion freight lines.
What the heck? What a gap.
Old- Yeah. This is pretty cool. Oh shit, I was waiting for months for this to happen. Old Dominion freight lines. Shit has done nothing but go up for like, look at the 1 year chart. Oh, sorry, I won't do it for 12 months. This is the yearly chart. Every year, this shit has gone up since 08. We go to the 4 hour, we'll go to the daily. It does nothing but go up. Up and 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 up. It's a great.
Dude.
Yeah, so if you buy anywhere on the chart, you're might make some cash.
Right.
Wondering if I should go balls to the wall right now. Risk 1 grand to make 1 grand. Can somebody share a link to the video highlighting Nick's new risk management approach? Thank you, Calvin. I think I'm gonna do it, bro. I'm gonna buy 50 grand of this shit. I'm gonna try to get out. 420, there we go. That's nice.
Dude, the speed with which you make decisions about $50,000 is incredible. I'd think about it for 3 months.
Yeah, well, I mean, the setup's either there or it's not. And you know, it's either gonna go or it won't. So provided the setup is there, I don't know. I've just been doing it so long where I'm like, all right, is this good or not good? Is this worth a shot or not worth a shot? If it is, I'm like, cool. And if not, I'm like, okay, well, that fucked up, whatever. On to the next.
And it's also not like he's risking the full 50 grand.
Yeah, I'm risking like what?
2% of that.
Yeah, so like, yeah, like 1K. Old Dominion freight lines, brother. Well, stocks are kind of slumpy today. So we're gonna go to the FinViz heat map. And we're gonna see what the fuck's going on in the stock market. Yo, Nick, why do you stay away from CHF pairs, please? Because the spreads are big. Spreads are bigger. CHF. Spreads are big, bro. See, we as men, we like those tight little itty bitty spreads. We want it nice and tight.
I want to interrupt you, but I still don't understand what is the concept of spreads. I do know that it's commission fees, all the, but what is actually spreads?
I can explain it to you. Before I explain it to you, have you ever looked this up on YouTube?
I've tried to do a search personally and honestly. Yeah, I tried to look it up, but I still don't understand. Like I know commission, fees,
All right.
all the- but I'll tell you what I do. I know. I think that
No,
when
no,
you
no,
start,
don't tell
Oh,
me.
okay.
I don't give a fuck. You obviously don't
Go
know,
ahead,
so
go ahead.
I'll just, yeah. So on the chart, there's price and price is moving up and, oh, that's terrible. Price. So price moves up and down, this and that, this and that. Blah, blah. Now, Forex is such a big market, as are most financial markets where everyone can trade. Can y'all hear me okay? There's like a jackhammer on the first floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we do. We do hear it
All right.
clearly.
So there's so many market participants at any given time that price is fucking changing so much depending on people buying and selling and entering and orders and blah, blah, blah. So with the high levels of order flow, you never know exactly what the price is. So that's why brokers don't just give you one price, because nobody knows what the exact fucking price is. So how brokers get around this is they say, hey, Calvin, we have no fucking clue what the exact price is, but we know it's somewhere between this price up here on top and this price here on the bottom. And so instead of you getting one pretty price, you get two prices, and this is called the spread. It is the distance between the bid and the ask price. The bid price is the price on the bottom, and the ask price is the price on the top. So yeah, so if you enter a sell, they'll open up your position right there at the shittiest price, the highest price. If you enter your position for a buy, they'll open up your entry right there at the bid price, which is the shittiest price for a buy because it's already low. It's sorry, for a sell, they'll enter get the shittiest price. So spread, the distance between the bid and the ask prices. Why is there spread? Because nobody fucking knows what the exact price is because it changes so quickly. So brokers can only give you an estimate and say, you know what? We don't know what the exact price is, but it's just somewhere between these two prices, and you'll just get whichever the shittiest price is. So if you buy, you'll get the ask price, and if you sell, you'll get the bid price.
Okay, I fully understand the concept, but why does it make you avoid a certain pair?
Oh, because when they're too big, you're instantly in drawdown. Say like this is a normal pair. Say a CHF pair sometimes is like just bigger. So if you think price is going to go down from like here down to here, but you get entered like in a trade right here because the spread's so fucking big, your trade
Yeah.
is not that. Your trade is some shit like this right. The moment you enter, the trade is some shit like that. And so you have to use bigger stops, wider invals, and you get shittier prices. It's a bigger pain in the ass.
Yeah,
So-
I've actually, sorry to interrupt, but I've actually had the same experience at the crypto. Especially they give you 125 times leverage. You just instantly blow. Every single time you instantly start losing 10%, 5% at least, and you just blow up.
Yeah, if you're doing high position sizes with small accounts and extremely high leverage, that can happen.
So on the Forex, finalize it. The CHF are the worst. The second worst are the New Zealand, yeah?
Yeah, CHF, then New Zealand. Those are pretty much the only two pairs that kind of suck. I still trade New Zealand if it's paired with a high moving pair. Yeah, and then CAD is right behind that. But CAD is still good if you pair it like with GBP, for example. GBP CAD's nice because GBP moves a lot. It's pretty liquid. Yeah, shit like fucking like trading NZD CHF. That's like probably the shittiest pair you can fucking trade, or like CAD CHF. Those pairs just like they go sideways, they range all the time, there's never a clear direction, and even if you do get a clear direction, the spread's so goddamn high that you can't even like it just makes it a pain
I
in the ass.
understand. The like couple of minutes ago, some of the close friends member made fun out of me, said, "Oh, he's giving him a BJ or whatever." But in actuality and reality, in any sport, in any specific skill set, it's all about the small things. It's all about the little things that make you successful than the other people. So that's why I'm asking exact, specific, tiny, and maybe some questions are stupid, but don't blame me, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the dick sucking joke was funny, but yeah, in all seriousness, I mean, you guys pay to be here. You should be more like Calvin, honestly. He's like a good example because Calvin steps up to the plate and asks questions when he wants to know the answer to something, and all of y'all can and should do the same. So I cheer it on.
Thank you, thank you.
We'll see if this fucking GCAT shit turns back around. It's looking okay for right now. Barely avoided the fucking break even right there. Barely avoided hell.
Is that a break even on both positions or just the first one?
Just the first one. Are you in the Mission FX close friends, brother?
I am, yeah.
Did you read what I posted? You didn't see this image right here with the full analysis, bro? See this?
Yeah, I saw that. It's great analysis.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said
I explained it right here.
mhm.
Let me know if you need
Yeah.
clarification. Just let me know if I'm not good enough for you, bro. I try my hardest. I really do. And I thought you and I could work out. But it just seems like we've been really distant the past few weeks. Nikki says, did you get those on ODFL? Nikki, what do you mean? Did I get what on ODFL? For those of you who want context, Old Dominion Freight Lines is the ticker symbol of a company that I just bought $50,000 worth. I thought you said you were going long. Yeah, I'm long right now. I'm fucking losing my shirt, bro. Down $43, man. Contemplating suicide. It's not working.
I just wanted to say that I think anatomically, the circular zones in that analysis are a little too small.
Yeah, well, some people have tiny nuts, so it's okay.
Poor people. I see what you're saying. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. It's very sad, very unfortunate. I myself have huge testicles, but not in a good way, in a bad way. I've had varicocele, so I've had to have 2 surgeries because my nuts were too big, and I've had to have veins sutured and trimmed and tied because I had too many veins. And my testicles, when I was like 17, they were like the size of like a orange, like a fat
Wait.
orange.
Are you joking?
No, I'm dead serious. Yeah, I've had 2 surgeries for varicocele. You can look it up. It's called varicocele. VARICOCELE or some shit. Varicocele. It's like a common thing. A lot of men have it. Most people don't have to have surgery on it. But mine were so bad. My balls were literally so big. I had to have surgery to fucking make them smaller, and they're still huge.
Yeah, I think I'm not even joking. I think I have the same issue too. I'm not even trying to show off. I think I have the same issue. When I sit for a long time or I'm sitting on them, I don't know. It feels shit.
Let me say one thing to you, Carl fan.
I'm not joking, bro.
You trade. Let me say one thing. You trade on a live account where you just barely started trading a week ago. Your balls are the hugest in the group, I gotta say. So,
hey Sebastian, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. I respect your decision making abilities.
I just wanted to mention that I started a week ago, and I started with $50,000 account, and I'm from Poland, which has currency way less valuable than dollars. So yeah, my ball's kind of big too.
Where in Poland do you live, Albert?
Warsaw, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's my second favorite city.
Oh, really? Have you been
Yep.
here?
Yeah, I've been here. I was born here 41 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're welcome anytime, bro. Just let me
Thanks,
know.
man. Thanks. Yeah, my favorite was Wrocław. Warsaw's
yeah.
my second favorite.
Yeah, but I like Warsaw most because it's like the most American city in Poland, you know,
Really?
because of the you can look up the like the center right now of Warsaw
Yeah.
with the buildings. It's, you know, it's not
Right.
like the other cities in Poland.
It's nice and busy. I like Warsaw.
Yeah. Every other city is like really old and, you know, got that vibe, but Warsaw is a little bit
Yeah.
different right now.
Yep. Great city.
Oh, Nick's here.
Cool, man. You're not that far from Andrew Tate's house, bro. You could just fucking go down here to the Tate's house.
Isn't Andrew Tate in Romania though?
Yeah, Bucharest.
Oh, okay.
Yo, what
can
do you
go.
think about him, Nick?
You mean Tate's holding cell?
Yeah, yeah.
Right now it's fucking yes, house arrest shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, some stuff I agree with them, some stuff I don't. I think it's pretty much like anyone else. Like, I say a lot of shit. Y'all are probably like, oh, I agree with most of it. Then I probably say some shit that's really out in left field that you're like, wait, I don't know if I agree with that. It's the same thing with him. I saw some videos of him saying certain things and doing certain things that I just don't. I don't know. I just kind of. It's hard for me to get behind that.
Would you hang out with him? Like,
Probably not. He seems like too intense for me personally to enjoy being around. He's got a lot of energy. He literally has 20 cups of coffee a day and then smokes like 3 cigars a day. And then he only eats in the evening. So he's fasted all the time and he's always got this high levels of energy.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He seems kind of too intense for me. And there's also there's a statement to be made about there's this whole manosphere thing where people are like, you gotta be a fucking man, you gotta blah blah blah. You fucking don't take shit from women, don't take shit from anyone. And it teaches you to be this like this aggressive, reactive, fucking like pseudo alpha male that like fucking wants to fight everyone. I don't know. It's just it's weird. Some people call it toxic masculinity. I don't know what the politically appropriate word to call it is, but a lot of shit it's like I look at it and I think like only someone really insecure would subscribe to some of these beliefs. Somebody who's been like hurt or really insecure and they're so worried about, oh, my girlfriend's like fucked like 10 other guys. And so she's not good enough and women should be clean. They only should have had sex with no more than 3 guys. Otherwise, she's not worthy of being loved. She's not worthy of being in a serious relationship. It's just all this bullshit. So I don't know.
I honestly don't think it's real, man. I think he's off camera. He's probably a pretty chill dude. You can't have that intensity for all the time.
Yeah, maybe.
I think a lot of it's the social media aspect too. I knew him from years ago from his Muay Thai fighting days, and he seemed a lot more level-headed, like a normal human being back then. So I saw a lot of interviews with him, but now, yeah, he's just gone off from the whole alpha
Yeah.
bro stuff.
I think it's all marketing. You have to be noticeable, and for that you need to be somewhat extreme. Otherwise, no one's going
Clicks.
to notice you.
It's all about the clicks and the likes.
Well,
Like-
if I can butt into, it's he's on a carnivore diet. I don't know if you guys know about it, but I'm kind of same diet, and it gives you really high energy levels. like really high energy levels. I was a sleepyhead, used to sleep 10, 11 hours a day, and right now I sleep like 6, 7, and that's enough. And I'm running, working out and taking care of a bunch of stuff. And
Okay, I have a question for both of you, Sebastian and Albert. First of all, Sebastian, you made a very good point about him, that he should be so extreme to have a brand. He should be extreme. For example, let's say you're a fitness model, you should look super shredded. So you made a very good point. And for you, Albert, so what do you eat if you try the carnivore diet?
Mostly red meat and fats, like good quality fats from olive oil, saturated fats from animal fat, and avocados, a lot of coconut oil, and
Yeah,
that's a fact. My testosterone level is skyrocketing right now, to
but
be honest, because I'm
Albert, you're a millionaire, man. You can eat steaks every day. It's not a
Albert,
luxury for everyone.
well.
I think if your testosterone level is skyrocketing right now, maybe you should get off this call, Albert. I'm just joking, man.
How old are you?
It's all good. 33 actually. So I'm post the peak, But I used to do the tests like twice a year, and comparing my results right now to these from 2 years ago, this is like just wow. Just wow.
Yeah, it's good. I tried carnivore diet. I struggled to get past that shit where your body gets into ketosis, and so my workouts were fucking like lackluster. So I still have sugar before workouts, either some fruits or some simple carbs like bread or something that
Yeah.
quickly gets into your bloodstream. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like when you're just on proteins and fats, your body has to go into ketosis. You're forced to because
Exactly.
it's not getting any sugars. And so
Exactly.
there's no way you can crash because there's no way you can spike your glucose levels and then followed by insulin spikes. So yeah, it makes sense. I did it for a little bit. I still find I'm mostly protein and fats, but a little bit of carbs just to supplement my energy levels before physical activity. I just find my workouts are so much more badass if I have a little bit of like fruit or some candy or something before. Pops it up and I get these wild fucking workouts.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the person, because I tried to add a little bit of sugar, honey, namely, before the workout, but I actually don't see the difference. So I just skipped it and
Perfect.
stay in the ketosis for most of the time.
That's good. Yeah, everyone has their own things that work for them. So it's good that you found what's working for you. Niku, are you in MFX close friends? Yes, okay, go into the close friends group and go into the Nix analysis chat, the Nix analysis channel, and read what I wrote. All right, cool. You found the answer. Good deal, bro. You got it, man. Nick says ground beef is 289 per pound. Where the fuck are you getting ground beef at 289 per pound? High fat, so you can do carnivore cheaper than regular American groceries because you eat less. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I do bison, but it's like fucking $10 a pound for like a package of bison. And I'll do that. I'll make the whole pack of bison meat and I'll just season it with some taco seasoning. So pretty low salts overall, some salt, but not like a crazy amount. And then some seasoning, and then I'll make rice and I'll just have rice and bison meat and I'll have half of it. And like after my workout in the afternoon, then half of it in the evening. So able to hit all my macros. Oregon, 10 pounds, not grass fed, grain fed. Yeah, well, that makes sense. You get more of the fats if they're grain fed. Yeah, I like bison because like USDA prevents them from adding hormones and doing a bunch of different shit to them. And so I just feel like maybe I'm retarded, but I just feel like it's like more nice but it's like $10 for a little pack of it. But I don't give a fuck. I make millions of dollars. I got no fucking problem paying $10 for some fucking bison. If I think it makes me healthier.
So, yo, Nick, I have a question also for being at the top tier bracket of the people. So it's not how much you have, it's how much you make. Do you agree with this statement?
Say the statement again.
Like, it's not how much you have, like it's how much you make monthly on a monthly basis. So you can spend it.
I think both of those metrics matter. I don't think anyone's more important than the other.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yeah, there's some people who work really hard, build their companies up for 10 years, don't take a salary, don't make any money. And they sell their company for like $400 million and they get a huge fat paycheck of like, after taxes, maybe like 25% capital gain. So they make like 300 million cash and that's in their bank. And that's how much they have, but then they have no monthly income for like another 5-10 years as they build their next venture. So in that case, it doesn't really matter how much you're making monthly. What matters is, in that case, how much you have total net worth and assets and liquid assets. And then there's, so on the contrary, if you have zero money in savings or cash or holdings at all, but you have a big monthly income, but you spend all of your monthly income. Say you make like 100 grand a month, but you spend 100 grand a month. Then like it's kind of retarded too, because you have no liquid assets backing you up. So the moment your income disappears, so does your lifestyle. And that's kind of fucked up too. So
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
yeah. Do you invest in real estate, Nick? No, not right now. We had a house before, but like we're renting right now. I'm trying to buy another property, but honestly, shit does not seem that exciting. Like, look at this shit here in Fort Worth. The kind of shit you can get here. $645,000. $645,000. This is over $500,000. 3-bed, 3-bath, 2,300 square feet. Do that for square meters if y'all live in square meters. It's cool, but like it's not even a house, like it's like a townhome. Like it's cool, it's like a nice finish out, but I mean for over $500,000, it's you get a duplex. And then over here in like Arlington Heights neighborhood, this is like just west of downtown. It's like downtown, like we're in downtown right here in this area. It's like just west. Like $500,000. What do you get? For $500,000, you get a house that is 100 fucking years old. That is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,400 square feet. And it's not even updated. It just looks like kind of shit. So you'd have to spend another 100 grand like updating it, making it nice. You don't even get a fucking garage to park underneath a gazebo. Wait, this is a deck. You have to park out front. You don't even get a covered area. You park in the fucking driveway. I don't know. In Texas, this same house probably would have gone for maybe like 300K a couple years ago. The prices just don't make sense.
Aren't you moving to Colorado though, Nick?
Yo, we're either gonna Airbnb for a while out there, or we're gonna do something else. My girlfriend and her mom sold their house for 300K as a piece of shit house. It's nuts. Yeah, terrible. Way too much demand in the market, going to increase from what I hear. Yeah, it'll be I think I have a feeling things are gonna come down. I don't think it's gonna hold. all the stupid shit that's going on, like $1 million for this right here. $1 million for a fucking quadplex that's like shitty, it looks retarded. $1 million fucking bucks.
Looks like a matchbox.
Yeah. Piece of shit. Like, when was this shit built? In the 50s. Shit was built 70 years ago.
What is this siding, dude? What the heck?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. For $1 million. Like, but this is like a quadplex, so it's like a little bit bigger. Still got small units, so 250K a unit. But even at 250K a unit, that's fucking bullshit. That's like $250,000 for a piece of shit box with like old paneling. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, anyway, I don't think these prices make sense to me. So I'm still on the sidelines. What we're trying to do is get some land and build and just custom design a house. That way we can get exactly what we want. Otherwise, you can spend a
Yeah.
little. Yeah. You can spend a little bit more, like let's say 2 million, and you get a house like this, which is like, this is okay. It's 2 million, but I mean, it's nice and decent, but honestly, a lot of stuff that these current houses have is not stuff that I really want or need in a house, and I would rather have something that's more optimized. Like my minimum I'd want is a 3-car garage space, and most houses that have 3-car garage are just like still overinflated like 20-30% from where they were at like 2-3 years ago, which just isn't, it's not sustainable. Plus ridiculous interest rates. Unless we buy a house in cash, I don't want to put 2 million into a house in cash and then have monthly expenses on it. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. So we're still waiting.
Did you look at the cost of building though compared to like buying?
Yeah, building is a little bit cheaper.
And it is better, huh?
Yeah.
You can get what you want.
That is true.
And then if you build a house, you can easily add to it because you can plan it so that it's like expendable if you ever have kids or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no need. You could probably build a really nice house for $1 million in Colorado, you know?
Yeah, depending on where you're at. Sometimes land alone can be millions of dollars, depending on if it's like a extreme city. But
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but-
then if I'm assuming the price of land is considered in the house prices, right? So if you can get a house with the land that the house is on for $500,000, then the land is not going to cost $500,000 by itself. Right?
Yeah.
Or no?
it depends on where you're at. Like if we go for lots here in Fort Worth. Look at the prices of some of these.
The heck?
$500,000. $500,000 for just the land. Then you got to develop it. You got to get it ready for building, and that's not even that big compared to some lots you could get.
Is this all you get? This is all you get?
Yeah, this is what $500,000, bro.
That you could barely fit a house in between those two houses.
Yeah, you'd have to make it like a long house, like a deep house. And it's a nice
heck?
street. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice street, you know.
Yeah.
We got some cool shit over here. But like $500,000, bro. Just for the land, your house, if you build a nice house, is gonna cost another $1 million to 1.5 million. Like I said, it doesn't make sense right now to me. 700 grand here.
Well, at least give you some room, you know? What if you
Yeah.
want to have a backyard for the kids to run around?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. It just doesn't make sense right now. So I'm good with waiting. I like where we live. And honestly, whenever you rent, that is the maximum you pay. Anything fucks up, everything fucks up. It's the maximum amount you pay. The management fix it, owner fixes it. Whenever you
Right.
buy, the mortgage is the minimum you pay. And there are so much more shit that comes with that mortgage payment, such as your interest and your property taxes, and your maintenance and upkeep and utilities and blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Something breaks, the list goes on and on. It's like.
I
crazy.
used to have a friend who does house flipping. Or maybe he doesn't do that anymore. I'm not in touch with him anymore. But what you could do is you could buy motivated sellers, meaning sellers that have to move out for various reasons, you know. I used to do cold calling for real estate. Could be like, for example, someone needs to move out because their family member is sick in a different state. And then they're very motivated to actually sell the house and they'll lower the price drastically.
Yeah, that's where a lot of
Yeah.
people find good deals.
That was his main prospecting strategy, just lowballing as many people as he could. It's just so expensive.
Yeah, financing costs will regulate the prices. Yeah, I agree with that. The more expensive you make it to borrow money, the more bullshit you go through. So people are like slowing down. So for us right now, say like a 7.5% interest rate on a mortgage. If we buy another $1 million house, that's $75,000 we are throwing away every year on interest, and then another $25,000 in property taxes. This is $100,000 a year just gone. Mind you, $8,000 a month, and that is not even considering the principal on the loan and the other expenses and utility. We'd probably be spending $15,000 on a house. When we had our South Lake house, everything came out to be about $10,000 to $12,000 a month. During the summer, with the high prices of utilities, probably like 11 or 12K a month. Where we're at now, we spend maybe like 2,500 a month. We spend
Yeah.
like one fifth of what we were spending by owning a house. And how much of that money did we get back in equity? We did really well because we bought it at 995 and we were out at 1.2. And we like rented it from a holdings company that we control, so that way we legally, it wasn't in our name, but you know, still. Anyway, so we made like 200K on that house in like 9 months, but that was just because the market was insane. Yeah, GCAD doesn't look like she's gonna work out anymore. Tesla recovering, Wells Fargo recovering. Oh shit, where the fuck is RDFL? All right, still going good. Yeah, see you, Simon. Yeah, see you, everyone. Everyone leaving. I don't blame y'all. We've been on what, almost 3 fucking hours. Good call. Those of y'all who are still here, how many? We got 36 people, so we got half of y'all are still here. Has this call been helpful? Have you guys learned some new shit? Has it been entertaining at the very least? Y'all let me know in the chat. Let's see it. Let's see the truth. Can y'all handle the truth? Tell me what the truth is. Y'all learning some shit?
Yeah. I'm figuring out how to better trade, add 2 winners.
Yeah. What time is it over there, Sebastian?
5 p.m. man.
5 p.m. So 7 hours ahead of us. It's 10 a.m. here.
Yep.
It's good.
Yeah. Thailand is my favorite country. I'd love to live in Thailand. Oh. I haven't seen Steve as much. You know, the guy that has a brewery.
He canceled his subscription.
Oh crap! I liked him.
Yeah, he was cool. He said he was going to focus on doing things on his own for a while and that he might be back in the future.
Yeah.
Lord 8th. Javante, send a screenshot of your chart and show me what your analysis is, then I'll tell you what I think. Looks good to me, man. It looks like it's gonna keep going up. You got this little like momentum at your back, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. You bought at support. You've got a reasonable inval underneath the previous set of lows in the support zone. It looks fine. If it keeps going up, it's probably gonna go up further. So you've got a really nice modest target there. Everything looks like it's really placed really nicely. There's actually not much I'd really do differently here, man. Looks fine. I actually wouldn't do anything differently. You've set it all up really nice. Good shit, man. You're improving a lot since our call, since your compounding course call with me. You're doing some badass shit, man. No problem, Javante. You're welcome, man. All right, y'all. It's been a great live session. We've had a lot of fun. I hope y'all have a great rest of the day. This is a 3-hour long call at this point, so I'm gonna hop off. I'll see you guys later. Cheers. Peace, everyone. See y'all tomorrow. Yeah, no problem. Y'all are all welcome.